Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day, everyone. This is Mr. Samir, and today we're going to talk about the coordinate planes, chapter 17.3, on page 386, 387. So let's start right away. First of all, what are the objectives of this lesson? The students will be able to graph ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. Let's see here what's a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane usually looks like this. We can see here we have two straight lines intersecting at the point. Which point here do we see here? Point 0 and 0. Why two zeros? We'll see about that in a moment. First of all, you see there is a vertical line, we call it y-axis, and a horizontal line, we call it x-axis. So let's see here. A coordinate line, or a coordinate plane is divided in half horizontally. So usually these lines are intersecting at the half of each, right? By a line called x-axis, which is really just a number line. So we know about number lines. We know how to write number lines. We start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. until infinity, of course. And now we'll introduce other form of numbers, which is negative. So we have 0 and negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, etc., etc. Right? A coordinate plane is divided in half vertically as well. Vertically here, which is called y-axis. Y-axis because it goes vertically, right? And there is the point 0, which connects these two axes. So we'll learn now a new word, which is axis, and another word, which is axes. The axes, which is the plural for the word axis. So now we know the word axis, and the plural for that is called axes. The axes intersect at the point 0, which is called the origin. The origin is the main thing, or the first form of anything, right? So the origin is the 0 here. So we call this point in the middle here, the intersection point, origin. So this point, the circle here, we call it the origin. Why? Because it's intersection of x and y. Okay, now we see that our plane, which is the coordinate plane, is divided into how many quarters? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go counterclockwise. You know that the hands of the clock go from left to right, yes? But we call that clockwise. Now, in our quadrant, we go from right to left around the clock, right? Like the same form as the C shape. So if you see the quadrants, the 4 quarters, we call them quadrants. The word quadrant is another word for quarter, right? So the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant, in the form of a C-shaped, right? So let's see here how to find an ordered pair, or what is an ordered pair, and how to represent that on a coordinate plane. So we learned that we have x-axis here vertically, horizontally, and y-axis vertically. So we have two ways to represent that. First of all, we have to see the x-axis. We have a point here. Let's draw a point here and see how we can represent this point. So this point here, we have the origin point here, which is the 0 point, and we have 1, 2. So here we are at 2 on the x-axis. Yes? And the y-axis, like we have here, 1, 2, let's say 3. So from 3 here, should be more accurate, of course. I should be using a ruler, but here in the computer, I'm using my stylus. But let's see here. First of all, we need to find out which number is it close to. Here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so it's closer to 3. So we go like this and draw a line, a dotted line from here, dotted line from there, and this would be our point from the x-axis. So this point here, on the x-axis, it's 2, and from the y, it's 3. So now we know that this point is the point 2 and 3. This is the 0, or the origin, 0 point or origin point. And according to this point, we have 1, 2, 3 on the y-axis, and 1, 2 on the x-axis. So we know now this point, the point here in the corner, is 2 and 3. Let's see another example. Here, we have a point here. Oh, okay, this one is not accurate. We'll try to draw this one ourselves. Let's see here. We have the x-axis and we have the y-axis. So this is the x. Let's write this down. X. And this is the y-axis here. It's messed up. Anyways, let's erase this. So anyways, you know that this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Okay, now let's number them. So we have here, we need to represent the point 3 and 4. Sorry, negative 3 and 4. So we have here, what are the numbers here on our number line? So we have here -1, -2, and -3. And we need 4 on the y. So this is x and this is y. So this would be y. So on the x-axis, we have -3. So we'll go to -3 here and draw a dotted line. And from the y-axis, we need to go and count up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from here, we need to find intersection between 4 and -3. So the intersection point here would be our point, which is -3 and 4. Okay, now let's move on and find another example. How to graph the coordinates. First of all, at the beginning of the year, I created a seating chart for my class. I created 5 rows of desks with each desk with 15 desks in each row. Some students would be sitting in the front row and others would be in the second, third, etc. We need to find the student who would be sitting in the row or the seat 3 and 2. So we have here rows, and we have here columns, right? So where to put the seat 3 and 2? So we'll go here. 3 is the x-axis, so this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. Okay, so we need to find 3 and 2. So we'll go here. 1, 2, 3. This is the x-axis, and we need to find 2. So this would be 3, 1, 2, 3, sorry. So 1, 2, and 3. And here, 1, 2. So 1 and 2. So here, the intersection of 3 and 2 would be here. 3 from the x and 2 from the y. So this would be the student who would be sitting in this seat. So Dwayne, the student Dwayne, would be sitting in the seat 3 and 2. What about the other student who would be sitting in the seat 2 and 3? So we'll go from here and count. From the x-axis, we have 2. We have on the y, we have 3. So we have here 3. So 2 and 3. So this is the other student sitting in 2 and 3. Okay, let's move on. Okay, can you give me the coordinates or the ordered pair for the letter G? How to find that? Where is G first? Let's find G. The letter G is here, right? We go from the X. At what number is on X? We have on X we have 2. So G is on 2 at X. And on Y it's, let's see, at 3. So G is 2 and 3. Let's write this again inside this square so you will not be confused. So G would be 2 and 3. Why? Because on the x-axis, this is the x-axis. Here, on this side, it's x. And this side would be y. Okay, let's see another letter. If we're taking the letter D, now we have D. Let's see here, on the x-axis, we have 4. And on the y-axis, we have also 4. Let's try another thing. So let's see here the letter A. We have here A at this point. Let's go down and see. Let's trace it. We call this tracing. From the x-axis, A is at 1, 2, 3, 4. So A is at 4 from the x. What about the y? Let's go here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A is at 5 from the y-axis. So it's at 4 and 5. So this would be the answer for A, or the coordinates for A. Okay, let's see another one. The letter B here. We do the same way. We go from B here, we draw lines to connect with the axes here. So here 1, 2, 3. So B would be at 3 from the x-axis. What about y? Let's see. Here, from the 0, from the origin point, we count 1, 2, 3, 4. But is it 4 or negative 4? We're going down, so it's negative 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. So it's 3 and negative 4. So the right answer is this. What about C? C here is on the x-axis. So it's at the 0 point here, or the origin point. So C here would be 0 on the x-axis, And on the y-axis, let's count. My mistake. Actually, I made a mistake here. I counted. It's on the x-axis, it's not 0. On the x-axis, it's something else. We'll see about that. How many points do we have from the x-axis here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's -4 on the x-axis. -4. What about y? It's on the 0. So it's -4 and 0 on the y-axis. So the answer is -4 and 0. Let's see this one. We have on the x-axis, it's -6 actually. -6. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's on the left side, so it's negative. So it's -6. And on the y-axis, it's 0. Where is the origin point? No. It's not 0. It's on the y-axis. It's -1. See? So we'll go from here, and we'll go from here. So it's -1 here. So it's -6 and -1. And that would be it for our lesson for today. Thank you for listening, and